Hello, everybody. Brian here from quantlabs.net. Hopefully, my voice is okay. You can hear me just fine. Okay, so we're going to start off with our webinar here. We're going to first focus on forex and mainly talk about what's moving. And this is always changing as well. I don't know why, but it's the way it is. And these are the ones, this is behind my membership here, just to give you a sampling. So I'm going to go through these, I think it's 7 pairs. And let's take a look at what's moving from the currency standpoint, or Forex. This is all I'm using for OANDA, just in case you wanted to know. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, I just got to set up my screens here. It gets kind of confusing. All right, so the first one I'm going to look at is GBP, the British pound, against the dollar. And there we go. Okay, I gotta minimize all these windows here. Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is British pound against the New Zealand dollar. And I think what I'm going to do is I want to show you two things. I actually put it into my ideas section. Let's see here. Okay, a couple of notes. Actually, I'll just do it on the fly. Okay, so here we have the British pound against the New Zealand dollar. And this, I'm going to pull up, probably 3 month might be best. You can see it's doing pretty good there. The US dollar, comparatively, this is probably a good one to reference as well. So DXY, see how the US dollar has been performing. You can see here in the dip, it's coming back. And when the DXY, which is the dollar index, you can see that usually what will happen, you can see here these two trends, is that when the US dollar weakens, other currencies will get stronger. British pound is usually strong. You can see this general trend right here as well. So it's an inverse relationship. And then again, you can just see that the British pound starts to spike once the DXY starts to flatten. So this is one of those things. So I'm going to also bring up, just for comparison, the Bitcoin thing that the kids talk about today. You can see here, Bitcoin's still doing fairly well. Ethereum as well. And believe it or not, I'm going to show you later on tonight that out of all of these cryptos, Litecoin has had a 40% year compared to Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see here that the British pound's done okay. Let me just see here. Maybe I should do a 1 month. Might be better. So you can see here, the British pound against the New Zealand has been positive, and the DXY still outperforms. So I'll just stick with a month. So there's that, and these are the stronger pairs right now. So if I pull up the other one, USD Swiss franc, this one's been doing pretty interesting things as well. You can see here, it is performing better than both Ethereum and Bitcoin. So that's quite interesting as the Swiss franc starts to weaken. And I don't know. Again, I don't know the reasons for why this is happening. Another one that's doing pretty good, it's done fairly well long term, is this one, is a Canadian Singapore dollar. Again, let me pull up the 3 month. See here, it has performed a little better than the DXY, and it's been stable as well. I don't think this is a strong return from my perspective. Any of these forex returns, not very strong. But when things go bad, this is what you'll most likely be turning towards. And then we have the Japanese yen stuff. The Japanese yen's been doing pretty good. Let me just pull up the USD Japanese yen. If you want a long-term play, this is what you want. So you can see here, USD Japanese yen's been kind of pretty strong. So if you look at, should I get rid of these two? Yeah, these are more of a distraction, these crypto. So if you got any questions, just type them away in the chat here. If you're on, hello, Predrag. If you're on YouTube, yeah, I'm not going to see your comments. You have to move over to TradingView. All right, so you can see here how the USD Japanese yen is just blowing the doors off of the dollar. Okay, and you can see those general trends. And this is a nice stable pair right now. It's the Japanese yen. And then we have a couple of other pairs that will probably look better. Let me pull up British pound again, Japanese yen. This is pretty good. See there, 6% versus 3%. That's a big difference. That's double your return, and just as safe as the other one, but it's just stronger because the British pound has outperformed. As you can see here, the DXY. Remember, that's a 3-month view. So just from a currencies perspective, that's pretty good. And then when you factor in even the stock market outside of the NASDAQ, these are pretty good. Another pair we can take a look at here is Euro Japanese yen. Okay, let me just pull up Euro Japanese yen. I think this will be better than the USD Japanese yen. So you can see here that the euro, actually, it's the British pound that's outperforming the euro over the last 3 months. So that tells you right there how strong the British pound's been. And it seems that trend still continues. Another pair that might be interesting to look at is the Swiss franc and the Japanese yen. And that I'll just wrap that up for. So there you go. 7%, 6%, Swiss franc, Japanese, British pound, and so on. And I've said this before, if you want to get max return on gold, you probably best bet, I'll just throw in a comparison here, is XAU and Japanese yen. So that's gold against Japanese yen. I mean, it is a CFD. That's your number one goal play if you're playing in crypto. So you want to hold gold and Japanese yen to get best performance. It's either 10% double than British pound and Japanese yen. That's how strong it is. So the Japanese yen is a nice currency to hold outside of the world of crypto. So, and I can just show you. Let me just take out one of these. I'll take out this one. I'll take out DXY. And I'll also show you USD or XAU. XAU USD. Boom. So you can see here, gold in Japanese yen is 4%, 3% more than the USD. So again, that matters. I mean, there's better plays out there when it comes to gold. With my new data set, I can show those reports. Gold's not as strong as you may think. Outside of these plays, 6% is okay, but there's other areas in gold you can play. Talked about it many times. Let me get rid of gold and USD. And again, I've always talked about this, the OR. This one, the Osisco Gold royalty, and collect the royalty at the same time. But you can see here, it's still pretty good, right? But when things get bad, look at that return you would have collected, up to 36% plus a royalty on top of that. As we know that the stock market's gotten kind of hot. So obviously gold gets really affected by this. So just between here and here, you would have done real nice with the gold play. But again, this is what it's about, is the buy and hold concept. This would be considered still volatile, but if you were timing it correctly, watching it, you knew what to watch for, yeah, you would have been up and made a massive killing with OR. I mean, still at 17%, you're still way ahead of the rest, right? So that's your number one play in gold, is a Cisco. Any questions at all while I'm talking about that? Okay, so let me just pull up the reports here that I've had. So these are brand new. Well, they're not brand new, but I'm just showcasing them. I mean, I've had them for a while. But let me pull up. So in here, I've got different breakdown on different categories. So these are all ETFs now. So these are there's certain ETFs that perform really good compared to CFDs and forex as well. So the commodity gold, let me just show you that one here. So this is just pure gold. So you can see that same pattern as I showed you before. Did outperform the S&P. So the benchmark here, this is right across with these type of charts I'm showing in these tear sheets. So the standard benchmarks, your QQQ, and your strategy is, in this case, a combination of commodity gold. I got to change browsers here for a second here. Just give me a second here. Yeah. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. But what you can see here below is the Sharpe ratio. Sharpe ratio is the important one because with the index of QQQ versus a Sharpe ratio, you can see gold is not doing too good. And it's the same pattern with that OR I showed earlier, right? It just drops off very fast if you're not timing it properly and the markets are doing quite well. And you can see here, let me just pull up that chart here again. So if you look at the chart of QQQ right here, you can see it's been fairly strong. It's up 10% and still moving up. And that's all because of stocks like NVIDIA that's really driven it up a lot. So let me show you another one. Just I'm bouncing around here a lot. Let me just show you one of the market ones. So in here, I've got a USA set of charts here. Okay, I have so many charts for USA, and these are all ETFs. These are carried from the world of interactive brokers. So there's about 1,000 stocks to pick up. What I want to show you here is the QQQ. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. So what I want to show you here is, okay, we want the tech. So this is tech here. And look what we're talking about here when it comes to that NVIDIA move, when it moved up quite a bit Thursday, Friday, like what, 30%. It's starting to now beat out the QQQ. And the QQQ was pretty well in line with the big tech because the ones that are driving up the market are maybe 10 stocks out of the thousands out there. So that's including Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA now, Apple, Facebook. Meta's doing the best out of a lot, oddly enough. So there's that. Okay, so I do have that capability to track that. I can show you that another time. But I'm just focusing here on what do you call it, forex and crypto. So I've kind of gone through all of the crypto, and let me just show you now. Let's focus now on Bitcoin. So let's see if I go into my profile here. So if I go into my profile, hopefully this will be the right. No. Okay, here we go. So if I go into my profile and go under ideas that I just posted today, these are really important to note, okay? So this is what I want to show you. So I started posting, now we're getting into the world of crypto. Okay, let me first pull up the Litecoin one right here. This will blow your mind, right? This was just posted a few hours ago. So I have here Litecoin and Bitcoin. So with Bitcoin now up 44% over the last year. Last year, it's had 44% return, while Bitcoin would give you negative 6%. So collectively, Litecoin on its own would give you a return of plus 50% versus Bitcoin, right? So if I show you another comparison with Ethereum and Bitcoin, you can see here Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin again over the last year 5%. Okay, so that right there, Ethereum would be better to hold than Bitcoin, just so you know. And again, I'm not here to argue which crypto coin's better. I personally don't care. What I care about is which gives you the best performance, right? From a speculation point of view. Here's Doge. Look how bad Doge is doing. Again, this is over the last month, I think. So Doge is down 6.8%, while Bitcoin's at negative 0.22. So Ethereum is okay to have, but Litecoin, for whatever, I can tell you the reason why Litecoin's doing better is Bitcoin's now bringing a new standard, the BRC20. So they're trying to do the layer 2 like what Ethereum's doing, and now Bitcoin's transaction fees have gone up. So people are looking at, well, I want to go into where there's no transactional fees. So they're now moving over to Litecoin. I'm now just learning about Litecoin's going to have a halvening. That's another reason why it's moving up. But they also have another protocol. So it sounds like Litecoin's going to have layer 2 coins on top of it, no different than Ethereum. And that's the big kryptonite of Ethereum is these gas fees. I mean, I've had people months ago purchase some of my stuff and they're paying like 20-30% in gas fees, and they think it's my end that's doing that. That's the Ethereum network. So I discourage people from using Ethereum because of that. But now Bitcoin's starting to get the same problem. But meanwhile, Litecoin right now is growing because of that. There's no gas fees at all. And I think there's transaction fees are going, I don't know if you call it gas fees on Bitcoin, but I'm no expert here, right? Anyways, another one to look at here is gold. So again, this is in the last year. So gold would give you a 0.422% return. Ethereum would give you a negative return as well as Bitcoin. That's over the last year. So gold is outperforming crypto, okay? Or at least this CFD is, right? So that's how that works out. And again, I don't make these rules. So let me go back to my other reports here, and I want to show you something that's really important to show you comparing crypto against all these other ones. So I'm going to show you the most profitable one over the last year. And this is basically showing you the return of, this is Litecoin here in blue. Okay. So that right there against your benchmark of the QQQs. So you can see here, Litecoin is outperforming, but look how volatile it is. To get that, in this case, I can give you the performance on the chart here. So you would get a 0.62 versus a 0.61. And this is using the Grayscale LTCN trust. And the other problem here is look at the returns. They're just all over the place. Now, you would do okay with it. I wouldn't hold ETFs with any Bitcoin at all. But if I was to show you some of the ETFs here, yeah. So let me just show you here. This is what you get with the service I've got. So here are the optimal weights for Litecoin, and these are all the other available ETFs and trusts that's available in this basket. So this is pretty well the only ETF you can get for Bitcoin. All these other ones are like related around crypto and Bitcoin, so they could be miners, they could be things like Coinbase, MicroStrategy, and the like. And then, of course, we've got some of the Grayscale, Ethereum Classic, Ethereum itself, Litecoin as well. And yeah, so that's something to be to show. Here's the average returns. So these are them. Here's the name. You can see majority of them. Ethereum Classic Trust was barely profitable. Ethereum itself was barely profitable. These are returns. Litecoin was profitable. And some of these are still profitable, but not worth holding because of the crazy volatility, right? So some of them are negative. But when it comes to these type of ETFs, so here we have Veridi, Bitcoin Miner, Digital Asset Miner, Crypto Industry Revolution, Defiance Digital Revolution, Skybridge, First Crypto Industry. So those are the type of and look here you have the Grayscale Digital Large Cap negative return. Okay, so there's some are profitable, but the only one worthwhile to hold is a Litecoin one. That's it. All the other ones are just all over the place. So I have a portfolio optimizer. I'll run through that. You use majority by the same as other um, institutions. So what I'm trying to say when it comes to crypto, Bitcoin or not, crypto related, they're not worth holding right now because why? Because of this crazy volatility. And you look at the monthly returns. I mean, you have more negative than positive. And when you do have you have some fantastic positive returns in certain months. But generally, I wouldn't want to hold those. You're not gonna. I don't know. I just don't like that. You know what I mean? So there is that. Just wanted to highlight that. So right now, Litecoin's the only one worth holding long term. If anybody's got any questions, let me know. That's for the crypto space. Now, there's other things out there that are great to hold. I can show you one of them. Let me show you the agriculture. So in here we have, let's see, where's my commodity? Right here. So if I have my agricultural one, these are the kind of charts you want to see, okay? You want to see a basket of ETFs over the last, in this case, it's going to be 7-8 months. You can see here that it's a nice, well, I won't say a nice positive, positive trend because it's still fairly volatile for agriculture, but so is the QQQs. But the this one with these particular agriculture ETFs are like double over the QQQs. So you want to be able to outperform. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're outperforming, right? So again, look at all year, all positive all year, right? And one negative month, barely. But that's what you want to see. So all those crazy Litecoin returns I showed you, the majority are negative. You can probably get a good month if you know what to look for that month, and you can do really good with it. But if you're just buy and hold, set, forget, this is what you want. And I put up a podcast a while back about what expectation people want out of their overall portfolio per month. Most people say they'd be happy to get 3% each month, which would then translate to 3% times 12, that's 36%. And here, hold that. I mean, you're more than double. Your worst month is May. And you're still very, very close to that 3%. You're still doing very well. And it's just one combination of, or a couple of ETFs holding in agriculture. So again, don't get caught up in the world of forex, the world of crypto. I only post that stuff because that gets people's attention. But you're not going to make you can make returns if you're happy with a 6% return with Bitcoin or sorry, with Ethereum. But this is not the best methodology. Ultimately, I'll show you another one. What you want to look for is something like this. Under bond. See, everyone thinks that this is, I'm going to show you that nobody talks about and what's doing fairly well. Is if you look under here, I've got two types of bonds. Okay, we have Treasury, which is doing okay. Look at that; it's doing really good. 15%, 20% return. Virtually no drawdowns whatsoever, just a nice steady rise up, right? That's what you want for predictability. And once again, when you look at that's all green. That's what you want. So you're, 2% per month. That's pretty good. That's really good, in fact. And when you look at the Sharpe ratio of 5, anything over 1 is considered really good, especially in this crappy market. And look at what QQ is giving you, 0.6. So that's going to give you pretty close to 10 times return with no drawdowns, no volatility whatsoever versus the QQQ. This is what you want. You want to be in uncorrelated assets and asset classes. And I'm just showing you from the ETF point of view, right? And that's just Treasury. Okay, so if I showed you the other one that's doing very well, that nobody talks about, is this one. Financial corporate bond. Okay, look at that. Same thing. Same thing. And this is going to accelerate. And nobody talks about it. And to get access to direct corporate bonds, you got to have a large account, but you can get that through ETFs. So again, look at the Sharpe ratio, 5.6. And again, when you look at the monthly returns, mostly green. So that's a really nice one where you can set and forget. And as long as you're watching it, that's not going to put you in the hospital with heart attacks with the crazy volatility you'll get, like you can see here in the QQQs. And that's a reflection of the entire market, stock market. But you could have a corporate bond. Great. And same with versus the crypto. Like, really? Forex. The only Forex I could suggest, and I've shown this before, this really shouldn't surprise anyone. The best, most lucrative trade out there right now, easily. Let me just pull this up. The number one most lucrative trade right now is this one. And it's going to continue after Turkey with their election. Same guy now, going into his 30-plus year. Okay. Okay, so that's fine for the last week or so. But I'm going to pull up a 5-year chart. Boom, bam, boom, boom, boom. Look at that. 298% return. Nice, steady. Okay, except here. And boom. That's going to continue to move up. Most people won't see that because they don't really care. That's your number one trade right now for Forex. Look at that. You're getting 10 times in the last 5 years. So you want to have these kind of returns and investments. Not Bitcoin. I mean, I got nothing against Bitcoin, but it's just too volatile. And same with Ethereum, just general crypto. And then also, let me show you the gold. Did I show you the gold trade? I can't remember. Can't remember 5 minutes ago. But if I show you the commodity, gold, right here, gold is not performing. Yeah, I did show you this with the OR, same pattern as OR. So, gold is, I don't know. It's not a buy and hold, that's for sure. Because I think the markets will get stronger. I think so. I don't know why, but something tells me that the U.S. markets are going to surprise people on the upside for a while, especially after this U.S. Debt deal. I mean, that's always like that. It's a big relief for the markets. And when the next crisis comes along, I don't know. It may not come along as well, because if the markets strengthen, a lot of these banking crises will just kind of disappear and everyone will go back to their raw days. Now, one thing I need to highlight here is any questions, you let me know. If I showed you the Bitcoin USD, let's say Bitstamp here. Okay, I was expecting once Saturday. Let me pull up daily. No, I'll do an hourly. So when was it? You can see right around here, the negotiation was settled. Up goes Bitcoin. So it's gone up 4 or 5%. That's pretty strong. It's drifted back, but the question is, will it continue to move up? Now, if I was to show you that trade against Ethereum, I don't think it performs as well. Oh, it did. So it outperformed a little bit. So yeah, that's since Saturday, since that settlement, and that's a nice thing. You will not see that return during the weekend because your ETF, you can't access your ETF to trade in crypto. But if you're on a crypto exchange, you can, or if you're even holding it yourself, you can reap the benefit from it. I don't think I have much more to show. Anybody got questions at all? No, yay, no. Okay. 7:30. That's pretty good. Half hour. All right. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure on other streams I do here on TradingView how often. I'm just testing to see what's popular, what's not. Stock market stuff's okay, but Bitcoin is it, and gold I'm still trying out. But those are pretty well the top ones: Bitcoin, gold, and uh, the odd crypto like Doge is pretty responsive as well. And no comments, questions, so we'll leave it at that. And all right, thanks for watching. Have a good day, night, wherever you are. Over and out.